Lots to talk about what's in the papers now with Olympian Chris Akabusi and the writer and the journalist Emma Wolf. Guys, very nice to have you back again. Chris, we're going to look ahead to winter first of all. Yep. Front page of the page 6 of the Eye. Record number of older people could die during this winter crisis. Is that because of fuel poverty or what?
Well, it's the perfect storm. You've got the pensioners who are minimum wage, basically not 9k they get from their pension. You've got the high double-digit growth inflation, and then you've got the energy bill crisis. And cold weather, he says here, has a big impact on older people as it becomes harder to regulate their body temperatures. So we do know that older people tend to die more in the winter, and they reckon that according to this article, that it's going to increase. And I looked at this and I thought to myself, here we are, deep into the 21st century. Some of these people will be the last group of people who were in the war, post-war generation, and the last few days, the last few years, they can look forward to dying in the cold because they can't afford to heat their homes or put food on the table. And if that's a legacy that we are leaving for them, it's a travesty.
And this is why we need to see action, isn't it, Emma? I mean, my granny, she's on a £13,000 a year pension. I mean, if we're talking about £5,000 energy bills, I mean, she literally cannot afford to heat at home. And I was having quite worried conversations with my mother just a few days ago about what we're going to do with her this winter. I mean, do we move her in with us? I mean, not everybody will have that option. Yeah. Something needs to be done, doesn't it?
Exactly. And older people can't move around as much. They can't run around and keep warm. They can't necessarily go out to public spaces or libraries or cafes to keep warm in the way that many people will be doing this winter. So I think we need, and we also, as Chris talks about the perfect storm, we also have the NHS crisis, where we know that old people go into hospital, maybe they stay there because there's no social care, they can't be discharged from hospital. So it really is, it's a grim winter ahead for everybody, but particularly for pensioners.
Yeah, thank goodness for family, and there's often a lot made of the bank of mum and dad for kids, but there's so many people who are squeezed in between, where they're supporting their kids and they're supporting elderly relatives as well in all of this, but thank goodness for them. Emma, in the Times you've chosen a story about Prince Harry's book coming out, his memoir.
Yeah, so this is what, well, the Sun are calling it the bombshell memoir, or will it be a damp squib? I don't know. We've just seen obviously the world story from the programme last night. This is the Duke of Sussex's, he calls it, first-hand account of his life that is accurate and wholly truthful. So I think he's a little bit of a dig at people who've maybe written things that aren't accurate and wholly truthful about him. Yeah. Finally, we think that it's coming out probably by the end of this year. And obviously,
well, that's good. He gets his royal trip in ahead of that, yeah. And then because obviously he wouldn't be able to face anyone after it.
Well, there's a lot of concern amongst royal circles. They haven't been given oversight of the manuscript. They haven't been given a sort of right to reply. They haven't seen the manuscript, and that's quite unusual. And there's a lot of concern, I think, discomfort over what revelations, what criticisms might come out, because we know what he said in the Oprah interview and various other interviews that he's given. So, you know, Harry back on the agenda again.
I mean, you would think he just doesn't want to make up with his brother. He doesn't want to extend an olive branch at all. It just seems like you get over one thing and it looks like they might be able to make amends, and then another book or another interview comes out.
Why move to California if you're obsessed with you know, telling the same story again and again? I don't know.
Well, it's probably telling a story for the Californian market as opposed to the United Kingdom. And his brother William has got obviously his career path mapped out. We know who he is and what he's going to become. Harry has nothing like that for himself. He's gone down a pecking order once. William had his children, So, I mean, what else is the chap supposed to do? I mean, he's never going to be that shrinking violet. He's got a voice and he's articulating himself. And if he does want to right some wrongs, and now I'm hoping it's not salacious stuff. I wouldn't want that myself personally, but I can understand him wanting to say, look, this is my unadulterated truth. And in the end, truth is very much a perspective thing. It's a contextual thing, and he's just talking about his context and his truth.
Chris, could I ask you? Sorry, mate, if I've missed this. Have you been on Strictly yet?
No. Well done, mate. Yeah, well done. No, exactly. I've been asking you many times, and absolutely not the chance. And this article here is exactly the sort of reason why. So this article here, it's in the Mirror, and Helen Skelton has been held up because she's supposed to be a novice. She said she's a novice, but it's transpired that actually she's a very good tap dancer, and she appeared on Kid Dodd. Ooh, tickle stick. I'm really rubbish.
Like Tati Falleri.
And this is it.
She's won a competition.
Yeah, she's won a competition.
Tap dancing.
Tap dancing. And when you go into these sort of conditions and you go with people who've been trained at stage school, at stage school they've done all of the basics. Quite clearly, she can do what she's doing against someone like myself who I can flick my disco moves. You know,
you'd be great.
I can flick on my disco moves.
You'd win because you'd be every year they have a full.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be me, my friend.
That'll be you.
That'll be me. No. But I wouldn't want to go down there because although I'm not competitive unless I'm really good at something, I still wouldn't want to be made to look the right prize Nana because she has got the basics and I haven't. And I'm at a step and I say, Akabusi, you're rubbish, 5 out of 10. Oh, check out Helen, great job. No, not me.
Okay, no, I tend to agree with you.
Well, I bet you guys have all been asked. I would never in a million years be asked to do Strictly, and I wouldn't do it.
You will now. You'll get asked now.
I would.
Oh, you'd love it.
You give up your life.
Yeah.
You do hours and hours of training. You wreck your marriage. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But the dresses are good. Makeup and all of that looks great. But no, I think there is something to be said for this because you've got the musicality, you've got the timing, there's all the basics you've got covered. And it is generally people who are pop stars or have had previous dance training.
Unless they decide unless the director decides there's another narrative that they're looking for. So if they're looking for the youthful idiot, or if they're looking for the person who had no chance, outsider, and the most improved, then you've got a chance. But if they're looking for the best person, you haven't got a chance.
No, exactly.
And then these stupid rules. Is a story in the Sun today, and the headline is "Strictly Against the Rules." And basically, if you're a dancer, if you're a judge, and obviously that's what you do for a living, and you're asked to appear on a cruise ship or a hotel or whatever with some sort of demonstration, the Bieber are saying this is against our rules and you can't really do that. Well, you sort of think, well, look, I'm a dancer. That's what I do. They get paid comparatively little to do what they do on Strictly, and that's how they make their money. So all of that's where I think you should have a union, should have a dancers union on that.
Yeah, Strictly needs a union by the sounds of things. Emma, let's talk about, this is a horrible story. Swimming in sewage. It's been all over the papers this weekend.
Really disgusting.
Tell us about that. So people are at risk of swimming in sewage.
Yeah, so basically there are sewage monitors, or there should be sewage monitors at many of the seaside destinations in this beautiful land. We're trying to encourage people to stay at home, to holiday in the UK, or not to travel because the planes and trains and buses are all disrupted. But basically, it's been found out that lots and lots of these sewage monitors across England and Wales are either faulty or they haven't been installed at all. So basically, swimmers this summer have been swimming in human waste without even realising it.
And these water companies, these utility companies get away with it yet again.
Right,
I'd
so
like to know what they do for their licence.
Right, they're leaking billions of litres of water every single day. They are imposing droughts, they're not
creating reservoirs, selling reservoirs off, I read yesterday.
Bringing in a hosepipe ban, another one for London is coming in on Wednesday, and now they are basically pumping raw sewage. Beaches across Devon and Sussex have been closed this summer. It's just absolutely disgusting, and you do wonder what the water fat cat...
If I was Prime Minister or whatever, I'd be turning up for office whenever we eventually get a Prime Minister again, and I'd say, right, this morning, first on the list, right, water utility companies, right, let's turn the screws on them, let's make them work for their money.
Water, energy and power, come on. The basics, the basics of
basic life.
But yet, we get to the Daily Star, front page of the Star.
Yes.
Star about today, and it's anyway, it's about it's about drunk wasps.
And they're German drunken wasps.
They're German, which makes it even worse. Right. After the summer we've all had, this is all we need. Tell us more, Chris.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I don't know if you've seen a swarm of wasps and stuff, and then they make a racket, and it's very, very frightful.
Yeah, scary.
But because we've had such a hot spring, the wasps fraternity in Germany didn't die out. They got drunk on fermented fruit. The fruit's dropped early, and because the fruit's fermenting, it makes them drunk. They get drunk, they get themselves agitated, and they send a distress signal when they're agitated, and then they all start getting agitated, and then they go out and they sting people irrationally. So you do not want to be confronted by a swarm of German wasps going down the Rhine, over through Belgium, across the English Channel. You talk about boat crisis, forget the boat crisis, you've got the wasp crisis coming to a place near you.
On military manoeuvres, you made that sound like what we're doing there. We were plagued by wasps in our back garden, and we don't have any anymore.
Because?
Because I found, do you know those little magazines that come with the Sunday papers that everybody throws away, but they're full of very interesting little gadgets?
Yeah.
My wife doesn't think they're very interesting. She said, why are we keeping this for? Why are we keeping this for? But in it, I found this blow-up wasp's nest. So it's like papier-mâché, and it replicates the shape of a wasp's nest, right? Yeah. And you hang it on your umbrella or a hedge or whatever it is, and they think it's a rival wasp colony, and they don't honestly. We've had it for 2 years. Absolutely brilliant.
That is genius.
That is genius.
We
Do you
still
remember
have
fly
those.
papers? Do you remember fly papers?
Yes.
Sticky fly papers.
Yeah.
With dead
Well, I live
flies.
in Germany and they have them
stinging.
all in their front windows, and you've got all these flies sticking down there.
Disgusting, hanging in the caravan window.
I love that.
I tried to steal spaghetti from the shop, but the female guard saw me, and I couldn't get past her.
Oh,
He's
boom,
ruined
boom.
it. He's taken my lunchtime.
Boom.
Why? What did you?
Is that the
Could
Edinburgh
you
system?
tell it better? Can you tell it better?
No, I can't tell it better, but that was the best joke given to the pasta pun at the Edinburgh Fringe. This is the comedian Masai Graham, and you've just told the joke.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're supposed to do, isn't it?
It's not a very good joke, is it? I
No, it's
tried to
not.
steal spaghetti from the shop, but the female guard saw me and I couldn't get past her.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
That's the best joke.
Okay.
We are going for the dogs, aren't
Right,
we?
they get worse. Did you know if you get pregnant in the Amazon, it's next day delivery?
No, the best one. My dad suggested I register for a donor card. He's a man after my own heart.
Oh, that's quite good.
I like that.
That one.
My attempts to combine nitrous oxide and oxo cubes made me a laughing stock.
Okay.
Yep, okay, get that one.
Okay.
Anyway.
I like this one. I hate funerals. I'm not a mourning person.
Lovely.
Those were just
It's
some
not
of the
all
best
doom and
jokes.
gloom in this country. We got some good jokes.
They're splitting their sides at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, so there we go.
So that's the antidote for the energy crisis and stuff, all the doom and gloom we've got. Go to Edinburgh, see the Fringe, have a belly laugh.
Yeah.
Or watch you two next time you're on. Very good. Thank you so much, Chris and Emma. Thank you very much. Thoroughly enjoyed that this morning. Thank you.